Thanks, Danny, very much. We'll just await any more information. In fact, let's go trackside to Robbie Orber.
Thanks, Rob. Both myself and Adam Hamilton are here to report that the race is a no race. And Adam, there appears that a decision will be made whether the race will be rerun.
Yeah, the stewards ruled that particularly Glenn Gath, obviously aboard Indisputable, John Caldo on Croesus, and also Wayne Potter driving Dallas Gold were inconvenienced to a certain extent when the clerk of the course went across the field with about 750 metres to go in the race, and as a result of those horses being interfered with, they ruled the result of the race was potentially marred by that incident, and they have declared it a no race. So a massive disappointment to the connections of Cole Bruce, but let's hope that the board can set down perhaps in the very near future a chance to rerun this race, because they're a tremendous talented group of youngsters, and it's absolutely devastating to have something like this happen, Rob.
And also the decision on rerunning this race will have to be at least in a few weeks' time, because there are some sore horses after that fall.
Yes, one of the drivers mentioned, will the race be on next week? And Jerry Lawler, the chief steward, said definitely not. They'll be put on delay for the rerun. So commiserations certainly go to the connections of Cole Bruce, because there was a line of thought that he won on his merits, and I for one will go on record as saying I thought he won on his merits. Yeah,
well, he definitely got to the line very strongly, and Noel Shin did strongly express that to Jerry Lawler, that he felt the result of the race would not have changed, but that's the way it goes.
Yes, Noel Alexander was in there punching up for Indisputable and Croesus, and I suppose it comes down to the actual technicality of the rule, and perhaps we can chase it up later in the steward's corner with Gerard. Does it come down to horses being disadvantaged at all? If that's the case, then they were interfered with, and the race had to be a no race, but I really don't think it altered the result, Rob.
No. Well, you've heard it first on Channel 31 from Adam Hamilton, giving you all the details from what happened behind the closed doors in the steward's room.
Thank you very much, boys. Right on the spot there for that. And, well, that's going to affect our doubles and quaddies and all sorts of things.
Yeah, well, we'll have special dividends now, certainly with the quad extra we will. Running double, I suppose it'll be the same with that either side of it.
This race here now 10:10, not 10 o'clock.
It's back to 10:10, okay, so we're still 10 minutes away before the free-for-alls run here. It would be a devastating feeling for the connections of Cole Bruce. I mean, you don't get the chance to, running many races worth that sort of money, much less win them, and he's won the race, and all of a sudden it's just been taken from him, and of course all money's refunded. I really feel as a horse owner, and you too, Rob, as a horse owner, you have to feel for the connections of that horse, Cole Bruce. I really do. I mean, I didn't back it. I backed Croesus, and I made that public, and I made him a best bet. But I really feel for the people who are involved with Cole Bruce. And there's our running double dividend. That's 4 no equal into any runners paid $4.30. No equal into any runner in the size final will return you $4.30 for your dollar dividend. And I guess we're going to have a wide range of quad, or not wide range, it'll be any runner in your quad extra, of course, into your pick in the last league here in the free-for-all coming up. Disappointing. There was no way they could rerun the race. I mean, I heard someone say before, could they rerun it tonight? Well, that's out of the question.
In the olden days, maybe so, but
yeah.
I don't know whether the boys can quickly have a look at just after the bell, well, not so much after the bell, but with a lap to go, where we saw the horses go around the ambulance. And I'll point out to you,
nice to have a look at it again if it could.
The incident where they're talking about where the clerk went out. Just a reminder that the clerk of the course hasn't done the wrong thing here. Now you'll see him kick up here on the grey pony.
He has to do that to warn the drivers that there is trouble.
Now, where I think you'll find where some of the drivers have caused or said now is about here. He tries to boot up on the inside, and I would say the horses have spotted the white pony going across the front.
Croesus has definitely run away from the pony, has he not? I don't think there's any doubt about that. Yeah. Just before the clerk of the course went across the field again, Croesus ducked away from the pony. There's no doubt about that. Sure. Indisputable certainly wasn't comfortable with it. And I take the point that Cliff Powell has made, as Adam Hamilton told us, that he felt that Croesus had plenty of time to come back, and he probably did. And while that time was going on, he was running away from the grey pony. So it's all irrelevant now, because the race has been declared a no race. I think that's sad. A, for the race, and B, for the connections of the winner, but I certainly do believe that both Croesus and Indisputable, and to a lesser extent perhaps a couple of the runners back in the field, were inconvenienced, and whereas Cole Bruce had a lovely sit on them, and you can tell there that the other two were under extreme pressure, and Noel Shin just sitting on creases here, and he just wound them up. And
this is how we saw Cole Bruce storm home last week, actually, the same style of thing, just sitting back and running home. I said before we went to the race how tough a horse he was, and he's just proven. And I, for one, also thought that he won on his merits too. I'll stand beside Adam here in that comment, but disappointing for them. I'd say it'll be a fair bit of swimming and a little bit of recuperation for the others and try and get them back onto the track for the rerun of it.
Not much more we can do about it. That's our roving reporter's charge back in the room here. Good job there, boys, for keeping us informed.
I'm just looking at a few of the fans out the window here. They've all gathered around our monitor here, and a few of them are sitting there going, oh.
Yeah, well, what's happened?